Hello. Wow. I can actually hear me coming out my own speaker. That's weird. I'm not supposed to be doing that. How bizarre is that? Can you guys hear that sound too? Yeah, there's an echo for sure. Pause. No, it's... Even when I finally thought this was gonna work. Prop. Let's try this. I don't know why my own microphone is coming out of the speakers too. I give up. I got nothing. I've been trying all night to get this stupid thing to work, and it shouldn't even be coming out my own speakers. It doesn't make any sense. There's some kind of feedback loop. Hello? 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 Nope, it's definitely coming back through the speakers. I just don't get it. Okay, how about now? Hey, did that actually work? Did I actually find the one that is the freaking... Oh my gosh, I might have actually figured it out. Hello? 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 Yeah, I think that's the one. Hello? Hello? Okay, I think I have it. I think I have it. Alright, we're gonna do this anyway. Let's do some intro music. Welcome to Hatter. God damn it. I have been messing with this thing for the last 2.5 hours trying to get anything to work properly. And now I finally kind of have something. So let's do something here. Welcome to the show.
So trying to save us. I hope we come up with a fail-safe plot to piss off the dumb few that forgave us. I hope the fences we mended fall down beneath their own weights, and I hope we hang on past the last exit. I hope it's already too late, and I hope the junkyard a few blocks from here someday burns down, and I hope the rising black smoke carries me far away. I never come back to this town again. In my life, I hope I lie. Tell everyone you were a good wife, and I hope you die. I hope we both die. I hope I cut myself shaving tomorrow. I hope it bleeds all day long. All friends say it's darkest before the sunrise. We're pretty sure they're all wrong.
Hello. So, looks like we might actually have some things working here. I have no idea what I've been doing all night. I have been trying so hard to get literally anything at all to work tonight. And it has been an absolute nightmare. Trust me on that, guys. It has been a nightmare. So it looks like I can basically bring in music and I can talk, which is a huge improvement from what I've been dealing with. Because I have rebooted this computer probably a dozen times at this point. And I was supposed to be going live at 7:30 tonight, or 6:30. 6:30. It's 9 o'clock. That's 2.5 hours late. That's what I've been dealing with. And as you can see, behind me is just a sheet. I was really hoping to have a better backdrop, but this is what I've got. So, this is the show. Welcome to Hatter. Oh my god, I don't know how long this is going to run or what we're going to do tonight, but we are just going to talk. Because let me tell you guys, if you are watching this show right now, probably haven't seen me live in a long time. And there is a lot I can catch you guys up about what's. So one of the main things, of course, is I did make it out to Wasteland this year for Wasteland 2025. My 14th year going to Wasteland. 14 years I've been doing this event. That's pretty incredible. Like, that in itself is quite the achievement. Let me see if I can get my microphone a little bit closer to me, guys. I want to see if I can get my microphone a little bit closer. There we go. Just so I know it's picking me up pretty well. Yeah, that'll work. We'll keep it in the shot so I know for sure that it's actually being heard. So, looks like we did have some comments earlier. Carl was watching. Carl Franklin, a buddy of mine from the cosplay scene, who's also done Wasteland at least once or twice. He was saying it was nice to see you for a second. He could hear the echoes that I was having. Yeah, lots and lots of echoes on this thing. So I don't know if anybody's watching, and I don't know if anybody's going to watch, but we're going to talk. Because you all came here to hear me talk, maybe I should actually say something. So first, I'm going to start off with I am drinking a athletic, non-alcoholic beer. So, we're going to cover some different things that's happened in my life. Number one, you'll notice in this video, I will not be vaping. I quit vaping. For those of you who don't know, I smoked for a long time, first of all. Since long before I was ever old enough to legally buy a cigarette. And then I eventually switched to vaping, gosh, probably at least 10 years ago. At least. Maybe like 12 years ago. And the whole idea at the time was that vaping was going to help me quit smoking. And I was going to transition from vaping to not smoking at all. And it took me 12 more years, 10 more years at least, to transition from vaping to transition away from vaping. So I did quit smoking cigarettes. I still smoke a cigar every now and then. Even now, I still enjoy an occasional cigar. Although I'm looking at nicotine-free options, which is kind of a weird subcategory of smoking. You now have like herbal cigars that are nicotine-free. And I might try some of those out. I don't know if they're any good. If anybody's ever had an herbal cigar and likes it, please let me know because they are not cheap. These are like $20 cigars just to try one. And I'm like, my usual cigar is like $5. I'm a cheap date. I can't afford a $20 herbal cigar. But yes, you will notice that I am no longer vaping. I would love to say that I quit because I finally just kind of woke up and went, man, this is bad for me. I should stop. Honestly, I was broke. I got to a spot where my car needed some repairs, and by the time I got done paying for the repairs, I couldn't afford to buy vape juice. And that was it. That was the last time I bought any. I was just too broke to buy it, and my thought was, okay, I'll just wait till my next payday. And my next payday was like a week away, and I made it there, and just kind of kept going. Didn't necessarily plan to be like this big thing, and I didn't really announce it because I didn't know how well it would stick. But I haven't vaped since, gosh, probably about a month before Wasteland. And now it's November. So pretty much starting in like late August is when I stopped vaping. It's now mid-November, so like 2.5 months. Pretty good. It's significant for me. After spending, I don't know, 25 years between smoking cigarettes and vaping. At least 25 years. I don't even want to think about that. So, nobody's commenting because I'm going to bet nobody's watching. It's now 9:15 on a Friday night, and I was supposed to start this show at 6:30. So, my thought is probably nobody's here. But let's talk about the next update. So, a lot of you guys have noticed that I've mostly switched to non-alcoholic beer. I'm going to be honest, I'm in my 40s, and I can't recover as well from getting drunk or pounding down beers like I could when I was even in my 30s, even 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. It's just not rewarding anymore to pound down a bunch of beers and wake up with a giant freaking headache. But I'll be honest, I genuinely like the taste of beer. I have liked the taste of beer for a long time. And in the last several years, they've really begun pushing these non-alcoholic beers. And they've actually gotten really good. And so I've switched to mostly non-alcoholic beers. You still will see me with an occasional real beer, especially if somebody brings something to Wasteland that they want me to try. If somebody brings something to the show they want me to try, absolutely, I'll still drink it. But I've cut back to, maybe one beer a night type of thing, and then a bunch of non-alcoholic beers. I still really like the taste of non-alcoholic beers. I think that they do a really good job of mimicking that beer taste without having the alcohol. And there's a whole scientific process of how they make non-alcoholic drinks in general. I'm not going to go into all that, but it's pretty fascinating. If you ever want to do some reading on it, I think it's really fascinating. Most of them, at least the main one that I drink, which is Atlantic or Athletic, from what I understand, they basically arrest the fermentation. They stop it from fermenting all the way, so it still keeps a lot of that beer taste, but it's not nearly as strong of a drink, obviously, because this is only the 0.05%. Hey Hatter, I got a Bex watching, and I got a Michael Midlighter watching. What on earth? What is up, Mike? I did not expect to have you on here, man. So, yeah, I was saying earlier that I've quit vaping and I've mostly switched to non-alcoholic beers. I still really like beer, and I will still go to a brewery and I will enjoy a beer or two. But honestly, if I go to a brewery and they have a non-alcoholic beer, I'm gonna have that first, just to see what it's like. I'm really trying to explore what's out there in non-alcoholic drinks. Like I said, I'm in my 40s now. I just can't recover as well as I used to. I still love a good cocktail. I still love a good beer. I still love a good shot. But I can't pound them back like I used to. And, I'm really enjoying exploring what's out there for mocktails and for non-alcoholic beers. Mike says, "What up, buddy?" So I have my phone over here, and the battery was kind of dead on it. So I was just kind of, okay, the battery's full now. I can bring it over and be able to keep up with the comments. So let me give you guys a few updates. For anybody who doesn't know what's going on, if it's been a while since you've seen me live, if we haven't kept in contact, there's a bunch of updates I could give you. First of all, for those that don't know, I live in Oceanside, California now. I no longer live in Sacramento. And the Commodore and I, who usually run Wasteland Talk, are not roommates. We are still really good friends. I still love the man. He's still one of my closest friends ever. I just needed to move to Oceanside. I really wanted to live with my girlfriend. I really wanted an opportunity to be able to build a life with her and to be able to get our own place. And so, yeah, about a year and a half ago now, I moved to Oceanside. It's cold out here at the Hootenanny. Oh, that's right. You guys are out at the Hootenanny this weekend. You guys are doing a show tomorrow there. I don't think you're streaming it. I think you're going to record it. Tell Commodore he's got to get me those freaking videos for our Wasteland Talk episode at Wasteland, because I still don't have those. So once I have those, I can actually start to edit those together and put up the video from this year's Wasteland. So Mike says I feel the same way. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you're responding to my talk about non-alcoholic drinks. Yeah, I love a good non-alcoholic drink. Like I said, I've been exploring a lot of mocktails. I've been exploring non-alcoholic beers. I'll still drink a regular beer. I'll still drink a regular hard drink. I'll still drink a shot. But I've really been pushing what's been out there for the mocktails and the non-alcoholic drinks. Matter of fact, this year at Wasteland, I actually did a tea crawl. And if you know me, you know I drink tea. I genuinely like tea. I don't drink coffee. It's never sat well with my stomach. And I drink tea. And this year at Wasteland, and I guess the last couple years, they've had a tea crawl available. This year, myself and my girlfriend actually went on the tea crawl. So that was really cool. We got to go to like 5 different places. And we got to drink tea at each place. So that was really rad. I got to try some really different, unique teas that I had not had. Okay, so Beck says will do. He's DJing right now, recording tomorrow at 2 p.m. Okay, so yeah, they're recording. So those of you who don't know, the Hoop Nanny is going on in Northern California right now, and that is up somewhere, Marysville maybe. I don't know exactly where you guys are at for that. I know that that it's cold up there apparently, and let me tell you, I do miss my NorCal Wastelanders. Such an amazing group of people. Such a yeah. Recovery time is way longer. Wow, Mike. Wow. yeah. I mean, I'm 43. I'll be 44 in a few days. On the 25th of this month, actually. And yeah, recovery time is much harder the older you get with drinking alcohol. So yeah, like I said, I've switched to a lot of non-alcoholic beers. So that's what you'll see me drinking tonight. I've got a 6-pack of these. I think I've got 4 right now. 3 left in the fridge unopened. Maybe I'll finish them all. Who knows? Let's see here. Who else is watching? Oh, Kip's watching. Hey, Kip. Good to see you, man. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to get all the feedback right now, but I'm going to try to keep up with people's comments. But let's move on to the next subject. What else has been going on in Hatter's life? I started a new job. So I am now working in San Diego, for anybody who doesn't know, and I am working for Fabric 8 Labs. So Fabricate Labs, but spelled Fabric, the number 8, and then Labs. They are a metal 3D printing company, and I am a 3D printer operator. I'm just blown away by this place. I've been working there this was the end of my 2nd week, and starting on Tuesday, I actually start some overnight shifts at the 3D print company, because we are a fabricating factory. We are running large scale productions, well, sort of, sometimes testing, sometimes running parts for various clients, big tech industry stuff. And so starting on Tuesday, I'm going to be working overnights, and I'm going to be monitoring about, depending on how many printers we have running at night, but we have potentially 100 printers, approximately. And so technically they could all be running. The odds of all of them running at once, probably not, but there'll definitely be some large scale production going on. What do we got? We got, hey buddy, how are you? Yeah, we're getting old. yes, we are getting old, my friend. We are definitely getting old. So, yeah, I started this job about 2 weeks ago. Like I said, they're based out of San Diego, and they are a tech startup. Fabricate Labs has maybe about 150 employees. Very much like a startup mentality, just desk everywhere, and everybody's got multiple monitors and laptops, and every single person gets issued a laptop, and like a company Slack account and a company email account, and They've got the fridge full of snacks and drinks, and it's an interesting place to work so far. I'm definitely really enjoying it. I'm learning a lot. I never would have thought that I could actually find a job running 3D printers for a living. Now, if you guys keep up with what I've been doing, you'll know that I did work for about 5 years in Sacramento part-time for a 3D print shop up there, where I maintained and repaired his 3D printers. They were standard plastic 3D printers. Matter of fact, I own 2 3D printers myself. I fell in love with 3D printing as a technology going back to 2013 now, when I got my hands on my first one at a job way back then. And I was just running one as part of a prototyping line for a company I was working for. We were doing R&D. And at the time, I didn't even think metal 3D printing was a thing. I guess it did start coming around a few years after that. It may have already been a thing. It just wasn't on my radar until really just a few years ago. And I found this company kind of on a whim. They were listed on, one of your many job boards. I think they were on Indeed. And they were looking for a printer operator, and I was like, hey, I've got 5 years experience of running plastic 3D printers. How different could a metal 3D printer be? They're pretty different. I can't go into a ton of detail. We had to sign NDAs and whatnot, but yeah, metal 3D printers are quite a bit different. A lot more chemicals involved. And I have to wear a full lab coat, goggles, a face mask, and gloves just to protect myself from any of the chemicals and fumes that are a part of my daily job now. So they are very, very different than plastic printers. And they're bigger. Not the prints themselves. The prints themselves are still about the same size as what my printer could produce, but the printers are like the size of like a refrigerator. Just because of all the equipment that's built into them. And honestly, I couldn't even explain to you how it all works. The founders of this company who patented and created this particular version of metal 3D printing, they're brilliant. They're brilliant people. I could not explain to you exactly how it works. I understand the basics, but that's about it. Some chemicals mix and magic happens. Wizard did it. That's all I got for you. But it is a really cool place to work. Very, very interesting. Yeah, RJ says, congratulations. So RJ is a buddy of mine I actually went to high school with. So that's pretty interesting to see you watching, buddy. And, oh, I think Mr. Bitches is watching. What's up, Mr. Bitches? So there's another little story I can tell you guys. All you guys should know, like I said, that I've been a cigar smoker for a long time. And I also helped run a cigar club, a place called Ghoulcrest Hunting Club. Matter of fact, I have their logo on my hat, although you're not going to be able to read it that well on camera, because my camera's not that great. It's a cheap camera. But Ghoulcrest Hunting Club or Hunting Lounge is a cigar lounge in Wasteland. We open up most years. We came back this year after being off for a year or two. And we are tied mostly to the bounty hunting at Wasteland. So if you catch a bounty, so if somebody gets your poster and finds you and, rock, paper, scissors, and they beat you and they take your bounty, that's the gist of it. You can come to Ghoulcrest and you can tell us your tale. And if we like the story, you can get one of these ties. And see, that's the Ghoulcrest logo on my tie here. But our main thing is we are a bar and we are a cigar lounge. And we usually have a pretty good selection of cigars. And I am the cigar czar of Ghoulcrest Hunting Club. So that means that, think of it like a sommelier for wine, or like a advisor for a cigar. So I help you find a cigar that you would want to smoke. Now, I'll tell you right now, if you're not a cigar smoker, Cool Crest probably isn't your bar. There's nothing personal against you. You're just going to be standing next to and standing inside a room full of cigar smoke. So if you are not a cigar smoker, you're probably not going to like it in there. And if you don't mind being around cigar smoke, or if you actually do like the smell of it, by all means, come hang out. We're about the chillest, easiest going place in all of Wasteland. You know, you can have a drink, you can have a conversation, you can have a smoke. You want to smoke cigarettes, smoke cigars, or even smoke weed or hookah in there. It's all allowed. Just that, like I said, if you don't like being around smoke, this isn't your bar. So, as a cigar lounge, over the years, we have added a large amount of members. Our membership has gone up and down. It has fluctuated. But we kind of dropped off for a couple years because we weren't even open for a while. With the pandemic and then just people's personal lives going on. There were some years that we were off. We did some years where we shared space with the Rabid Radstag. We did some years where we alternated with them, and then we would do like a takeover night. But overall, it's been a minute since we actually had Ghoulcrest open up for the entire weekend at Wasteland. And this year was kind of our big return. And when I say our big return, I mean Captain Stranded and the Commodore. And I don't know what her Wasteland name is, but Captain Stranded's wife, fiance, partner, Marie. I wish I knew her Wasteland name, but it was Marie and Captain Stranded and the Commodore basically running Ghoulcrest this year. And I was there to help out with cigars like I always try to, but I didn't help build the bar or set anything up. Yeah, great place to lounge. So that's what I'm getting to. I'm getting to my story with Mr. Bitches. So in the couple years that Ghoulcrest was not set up, I ended up making friends with a Wastelander who goes by the name Mr. Bitches. And I was actually introduced to him because I'm pretty sure he joined Ghoulcrest, from what I understand, years ago. Got his tie, but got it on like the last night and wasn't able to really go back and enjoy the bar since. And so he's held onto his tie all these years, hoping to get another opportunity to go back into Ghoulcrest. If my story's wrong, correct me. So in the meantime, he helps run the Sunken Norwegian. And he brought some cigars to Wasteland Talk a couple years ago. And these were big cigars. I mean, if you know anything about cigars, they were 90s. They were like, just like, think of like the size of a hot dog, like a genuine like foot long freaking like Dodger dog, but a cigar, like ridiculously large. And he brought them to us to smoke on Wasteland Talk. Now we couldn't smoke them on the show. Because we do our show at the Goat Heads, and the Goat Heads is a smoke-free camp. So if you want to smoke, you have to step outside of their camp. So we can't smoke them during Wasteland Talk. So we didn't, but we did end up smoking them later. Commodore really enjoyed his. I really enjoyed mine. And since then, you know, I really enjoy hanging out with Mr. Bitches. And then I think last year we did the cigar social at the Seven Sisters. And of course there, Mr. Bitches brought his cigars, and I was lucky enough to be able to barter for some cigars from him. I need another beer. Why don't we play a song for a second, and I'm going to go grab another beer. You guys enjoy a little bit of No Gods by Attack Squad.
So it turns out there's no God. All of our hopes have been lost. We held our dreams to the skies and hoped that we'd all die. And where we in the fallout came down.
All right. I am back. Got some more beer. So, getting back to my story. So, as a way to show my appreciation for Mr. Bitches and the cigars that he's gifted me over the years, and for the fact that he's genuinely very, very knowledgeable about cigars, I decided this year. It's like intermission. Yes, we had a little bit of intermission because I needed more beer. And when it's just me doing the show, that's what's going to happen sometimes. Sometimes I got to get up to get myself a beer. So we're going to have some intermission. Why not? So yes, this year I decided that we at Ghoulcrest needed another cigar czar. So Ghoulcrest has had for a long time just one cigar czar, me. And then several years ago, we added a second one, and that was TK, or Sergeant Snapshot, or I don't know what his wasteland name is, to be honest. Everybody knows him as TK. Thomas Kern, one of Wasteland's most amazing photographers. Mountain of a man, like 6'5" or something, ridiculously tall, towers over everybody, and you'll never catch him without his camera taking pictures of something at Wasteland. We met him in, I want to say, 2017 or 2018. No, actually, I want to say it was probably 2017. And just like anybody else, he came into the bar. We gave him a cigar. He sat and smoked it for a bit. He had a good time, had some talk, had some drinks, and he went about his day or his night. And later on, when Hunter's Night came up that year, it was up in Northern California. Hunter's Night is a private party that happens. It hasn't happened since before the pandemic, but we did like 3 different Hunter's Nights. And I was up at Hunter's Night at Captain Stranded's family property. His family has a ranch that they've had for decades, and it's this really cool ranch up in Northern California. Kind of looks like the apocalypse happened around there sometimes. Just because old ranches collect a lot of old stuff, you know, tractors and parts and cars and things you gotta fix and things that will never be fixed, but you swear you're gonna fix them. You know, that's what an old ranch looks like after a while. So, I was up there helping Captain Stranded, myself, and the Commodore, and Major Impact at the time, and Corporal Punishment. We were all helping get everything ready for Hunter's Night. And, you know, we were clearing out the barn and moving vehicles and decorating and just getting everything looking really cool for this party. And Captain Shannon pulls me inside and says, "Hey, I got something to show you, Hatter." And so he shows me a custom-made humidor. And on this humidor is our name, Ghoul Crest Hunting Club. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I can't believe you got that for us. And he goes, I didn't. It was a gift from a Wastelander. Like, that's pretty awesome. That's an amazing gift. And then he was like, well, open it up. And I opened it up. And this thing could probably hold, I don't know the exact number, maybe like 100 cigars. No joke. If you've seen this, our humidor at Wasteland, it probably holds anywhere from 100 to 200 cigars. Easy. And it was full. It was full of cigars. And so basically the story is that TK lives in Georgia, loved the cigars and the atmosphere of Ghoul Crest so much that he gifted us a personal engraved humidor and dozens of cigars. I have no idea how much he spent on it, but it was one of the most amazing gifts that I've ever been a part of. And Captain Shredded asked me, he goes, oh no, he didn't even ask me. He just straight out told me. He goes, oh, by the way, I invited TK. He's like, his name's TK, if you remember him. I'm like, I don't. He goes, he's like 6'5", 6'7". I'm like, oh, now I kind of remember him. Yeah, not that many guys out there that tall that I gave a cigar to. And he goes, yeah, so I invited him to be a cigar czar. And I was like, that sounds amazing. So then we had 2 cigar czars. And then this year, like I said, this is the first time in 6 or 7 years since we added TK that we've added another cigar czar. And that cigar czar is Mr. Bitchy. So I decided at Wasteland this year, I believe it was Thursday night or Friday night, one of the two. I think it was Thursday night because Wednesday night was our open to the public night, and we actually got pretty chaotic, pretty busy. And then Thursday night, no, it must have been Wednesday. Yeah, it must have been Wednesday because Thursday night is our off night, and so it was Wednesday. The beautiful humidor. Yes, it really is. It is an amazing looking humidor. So, yeah, I believe it was on Wednesday night that I decided that I asked Captain. Mr. Bitches came in, and he came up to the bar, and he had his tie on, and I think he was ready to try to earn the next level of his membership, which once you have the tie, you have to go for the tie clip. And then once you have the tie clip, you go for the pocket watch. And then once you have the pocket watch, you go for the lighter. Now, I have all the way up to the pocket watch. I've yet to actually get a lighter. Not that I couldn't get one, but I definitely like to let our members get things before I get things because they work harder for it. Let's be honest. I don't have to work as hard. I work there. So, honored to join the ranks. Yes. So, yes, on Wednesday night, I basically turned to the captain and said, hey, Captain, I got a favor to ask you. I would like to invite a 3rd cigar czar into our ranks. And I don't remember if I said that before or after I said something to Mr. Bitches about it. I think they were both sitting right there. And I just turned to Captain and just said this. And he was like, sure, who do you have in mind? And I was like, Mr. Bitches, right here, this gentleman right here. And we made a little bit of a ceremony out of it. And we named our 3rd cigar czar. So, if you haven't been paying attention, a cigar czar is Ghoulcrest's version of a cigar aficionado, a cigar advisor, cigar sommelier. We help you choose a cigar at the club. Now, our roles vary. I would say I usually help people choose a cigar. TK usually provides us with a fine selection of cigars, but he works way too hard taking pictures to be handing out cigars. And I would say Mr. Bitches actually provided a bunch of cigars this year. That was really cool. This year we were a bit scaled back, Ghoulcrest, and we actually only had a handful of cigars to start with, and we actually only had 2 different cigars, and we had maybe 20 of each, something like that, maybe 30 of each, and so it wasn't a giant selection, and we were just really happy to just be there as a club this year, because Captain has had struggles just making it out, and we weren't sure it was going to happen this year. And so we were just really excited to be able to get out there and have our club. And so, yeah, we had a small selection of cigars. And Mr. Bitches, as generous of a man as he is, basically brought a bunch more cigars to hand out to our members. So I will tell you guys this, we always accept donations to Ghoulcrest, and over the years we have gotten some really great donations from our members. And Mr. Bitches did an amazing job. He picked out some incredible cigars, even introduced me to a couple different brands, including one that was an all-women owned tobacco company. It was really, really good. I don't remember what the name of it was. Mr. Bitches, you can comment with the name of the all-female tobacco company, but they were really good. I was really excited to try those. Sorry, I was looking to see what my cat was doing. I can hear him over there making noises. He's playing with one of his toys. Yeah. So anyway, Mr. Bitches brought us some amazing cigars this year. And I was genuinely excited to see him jump right in and start playing the part of the cigar czar. And honestly, he had already been doing it. When I had gone to when he brought us the giant cigars during Wasteland time, that he had already had ranked with the Wasteland newspaper as the official largest cigars ever at Wasteland, and then he beat his own record the next year by bringing an even larger cigar. Brought like a 2-foot long cigar to the Bombers. I think he brought it to. I think he brought it to the Bombers. But we were all sitting there at the Cigar Social at Seven Sisters in 2024, and he walked up to the table with this cigar that was like this freaking long, like a 2-foot long cigar. Just ridiculous. I don't even know where he finds these things, but they're amazing. So yeah, he brought that last year. Oh, we got My Bitch Tobacco. Very fitting, Mr. Bitches, that you introduced me to My Bitch Tobacco, which is the female-owned cigar company. They were good cigars. I really liked the My Bitch Tobacco. It was a good cigar. So, yeah, he brought a bunch of cigars for Ghoulcrest. And like I said, he had already been doing that. When I ran into him at the Cigar Social, he had brought that really big cigar that he was giving to the Bombers. And he had also brought his personal stash of cigars, which is basically a humidor / ammo can that he carries. and I didn't have any cigars, just because sometimes I'm in a spot where it's hard to afford them. And so in 2024, I brought some stuff to barter, hoping I could get some cigars. And Mr. Bitches did barter me a few things and gave me a few cigars, including he bartered for a pack of my playing cards. And I was able to get some cigars for that. So that was a really good deal. And he walked me through several of the cigars, told me all about them, told me how they taste, told me about how they smoke, everything. And so, yeah, that right there, those two instances of him bringing us a cigar on Wasteland Talk and him giving me or bartering me some cigars at the lounge or at the smoking hour, the smoking social at Seven Sisters was enough to be like, you know what? I think it's time we add another cigar czar. Honestly, it's a lot of fun being a cigar czar, but there are times when I have other things going on and I haven't always been at Ghoulcrest the entire night. I might run off to go see Attack play. I might head off to see some other bar. I might go steal a helicopter. So I'm not always in Ghoulcrest. So I felt like it was time to finally add another cigar czar. And now, since Mr. Bitches is a cigar czar, he can technically name a cigar czar also. Because honestly, we made it up. Cigar czar is something we came up with. It's something we do for fun. But I do trust his judgment on whether or not he thinks someone is knowledgeable enough and could earn our approval. Now, I would say that the two different things that you gotta be to be a cigar czar of Ghoulcrest. One, you gotta be a member. You can't be a Ghoulcrest cigar czar. One, you can't be a cigar czar if you're not a Ghoulcrest. You're not. You don't know a Ghoulcrest. We created cigar czar. It's our thing. So, can't use it. I don't want to hear you using it. It's for Wasteland. It's a Ghoulcrest thing. So, we're not going to be naming cigar czars outside of our club. It's our club's thing. But I would say, one, you have to be a member of the cigar club, the cigar lounge. And you have to be very knowledgeable on cigars. And you have to meet the approval of all the existing cigar czars. So that would be myself, PK, and now Mr. Bitches. And if you can please all of us, and also probably Captain Stranded, then you might be able to join the ranks. But it would have to be something that we discuss and we decide. But if Mr. Bitches knows somebody that he does want to submit for possible consideration, then yeah, he can do that. I don't know where my cat went. He was hanging out, playing with a toy, waiting by the door. He's waiting for my girlfriend to get home. He misses her. Like, that cat is obsessed with my. I get it. She's pretty awesome. Don't get me wrong. But that cat does not leave her side if she's here. And most of the time, if I'm home, he's cool with me. He'll hang out. He'll let me pet him. He'll even sit on my lap sometimes. But he's mostly waiting for her to come home. I'm just there. I'm just the stand. His favorite human is my girl, for sure. At least out of the two of us, for sure. Her, 100%. Which I get it. She smells better. She looks better. I get it. Yeah, so, like I said, we named Mr. Bitches as a cigar czar. And I was really excited just to see him jump right in and start doing that right away. Recommending cigars every night. I saw him in there on Friday and Saturday. Working. Just working the crowd, giving people cigars, showing people the selection, lighting cigars for people, just right into it. Absolutely amazing. I loved that. Absolutely loved that. Let's see here. What else did I do at Wasteland this year? I did the tea crawl. And then the cigars are. And besides that, I mostly just hung out with friends, caught up with people, made new friends, hung out at Gilly's Arcade a lot, hung out at Ghoulcrest a lot, hung out at the Deadman's a lot. You know, I didn't get out and do a lot at Wasteland this year. Part of that was because I was just kind of feeling out of it this year. I did mention earlier that I started a new job. The reason I was looking for work, though, is because I was unemployed. And I was unemployed. I basically found out I was losing my job just before heading out. And so I was at Wasteland, and in many ways, I was just going through the motions. And I was trying to have a good time and trying to keep a brave face, but I was worried about when I was going to start working again, how I was going to pay my bills, what I was going to do for all those basic necessities. And so I had a lot of fun at Wasteland, but I didn't really do any bounty hunting this year, didn't even do a wanted poster this year. I went out and saw Attack. It rained, and I watched Attack play in the rain. That was probably the most amazing Attack show that I've ever been to. Just absolutely amazing show when we play in the rain. It's the first time it's ever rained on me at Wasteland. That was pretty wild. Never expected that to happen out there, and it was really, really cool. It made the show that much more intense because you've got the flamethrowers going off on the top of the stage, shooting fire everywhere, you know, and then you've got the band playing and going nuts. You got the crowd moshing, and you got it raining on. It was just so much energy. The event was just alive. I went and saw found a couple speakeasies at Wasteland this year, including one that you had to find in Tent City. So in general camping, there was a speakeasy that was kind of hidden in plain sight. The building itself was completely nonchalant. Didn't look like anything special. That's kind of the point. But a ways away from it, not even next to it, you had to find a telephone booth. A working, genuine telephone booth. How often do you see those? You pick up the phone and somebody answers it. It rings and somebody answers it. And when they do, they invite you down to the speakeasy. And the speakeasy itself was air conditioned and insulated, and they had carpet and a pool table and some drinks, and one of them was the most god-awful thing I've ever tried in my life. And that was the point, actually. They were like, so we have some drinks, and this one's terrible. And I'm like, give me the terrible one. And it was terrible. I don't even remember what it was, but it was bad. And I don't know what it is about Wasteland, but lots of people would just be like, I've got this really bad drink, you want to try it? And I'm like, give me the worst thing you got. Let's do this. Let's try it. But yeah, we went to that one, that speakeasy. And then we found another one at, I believe with the Bombers. The Bombers had one. And then there was also one called like the Peach or something like that. I didn't actually get a chance to go into it. My girlfriend went to that one. She said that one was her favorite. I'm not knocking the air conditioned one. That was pretty amazing. But my girlfriend's favorite was one called like the Peach Pit or something like that. That was hosted by the Scam Bandits, people who do the board gaming every year. That's another thing we did. We did board games and tea this year, or bingo and tea. That's always a lot of fun. I saw Makeshift perform, of course. I went and hung out at the casino a bunch. I played in the VIP room at the casino. That was actually at the Love Bombs this year. Did some high roller Texas Hold'em. Actually did really well. Made more than I came in with. I actually lost for a while, and I really thought I might end up being cleared out for the night. And I finally ended up going all in and getting a decent hand. And since I've been losing all night, people are just like, "Oh, I'll call," and boom, solid. Again, I think I got a full house. I got a full house, and so I made all my money back and then some. And then we played till, I don't know, 2 or 3 a.m. And finally we called it a night. That was a lot of fun, playing at the VIP room for the casino. I'm trying to think of what else there is. I wanted to give you guys some news about what I hope to do for Season 7. So, we at Wasteland Talk here, myself and Commodore, are now in the 7th season of this crazy show that we started in our living room during the pandemic. And you're like, well, wait, that was in 2020. How are you in Season 7 anymore? Well, because 1 week we don't really count like you would normally count. But no, when we hit a year of doing the show, that was the end of Season 1, is how we called it. Then from the end of the first year till going back to Wasteland was Season 2. And then in between every Wasteland since has been another season. So now we're starting Season 7 of Wasteland Talk. And honestly, Season 6 was kind of chaotic because just before Wasteland Talk, or just before Wasteland 2024 is when I moved to Oceanside. And so Season 6 has kind of been Commodore and I trying to figure out what we're doing with this show. We did a limited run for Season 6. I only did like 2 episodes where I tried to be on the show. And then Commodore maybe did a handful of episodes himself. And so what we're kind of doing now is kind of our own shows. We're both doing Wasteland Talk, and we're both doing it on our own, and we're both going to try to have guests, and we're going to be hosting the shows whenever we can get time. Sometimes maybe Commodore and I will be together on a show. Sometimes it'll be him recording at the Hootenanny. Maybe it'll be both of us out at Uncle Zeke's. Maybe it'll be him up at Buzzard's Patch. Maybe it'll be just me doing something down here. Maybe I'll have a guest. Maybe he'll have a guest. But I think that Season 7 is going to be an exploratory season. We're going to see what we can do with this show. We're going to see where we want to take it. My main idea right now, it's going to vary depending on my work schedule, because I'm going to be working this weird shift where I'm working 12-hour day shifts, and they're going to be overnight. And I'm going to be like working 3 days, having 2 days off, work another 2 days, have 2 days off, work another 2 days, have 3 days off. Like, it's going to be this weird schedule like that. So depending on when my days off are, but I'm thinking of doing like an afternoon show on a Saturday. Or I might go from like, I don't know, maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon to like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That way I have time to get ready for work if I have to go to work that night. Or maybe I've just had time to sleep and I can get up and do the show for a couple hours. So I'm thinking of doing like an afternoon show. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it might be afternoons with Hatter. Saturday afternoons with Hatter. And I'm going to try to get this set up a little better. Right now, you guys can see I'm basically working with a sheet, and I do have a green screen frame. But if you would like to be part of my new set that I'm building, send me patches. I would love to get your tribe's patch, or your tribe's logo, or your personal logo as a gift. If you want my address, DM me and we'll talk. And I'll gladly take a patch and I'll add them to my wall. And we'll see if we can get this wall, this sheet that I'm using, covered in patches and make it a little more themed. I'm basically starting over again. There's no stage. There's no budget. I can barely afford the microphones and the computers sometimes. So, I'm still starting at this new job. I've been unemployed for a bit. I got bills to catch up on. I got things to figure out. So there's no budget for this show. I do this show out of pocket. And I won't charge you guys a dime for it. But if you want to help me, send me a patch. Go through your pockets, find some old patch from your camp. Find a patch that you bartered for at Wasteland. Find an old punk rock band you love. Send it to me. Hit me up. Get my address. I'm not going to be posting that online. I'm just not going to be playing that. But if you want to send me something, I'll gladly take a patch and we'll decorate the wall behind me. And we'll try to make this actually look like something. That'd be great. Because right now, behind that sheet is just my apartment. There's nothing special there. It's just my apartment. But I'd really like to decorate this a bit more for you guys. So yeah, we're going to be trying to do Saturday afternoons with Hatter. That's my idea right now. If you are in the Southern California area and you would like to be a guest on this show, hit me up. I would love to have anybody on this show. Anybody who's in my area, you could come to my apartment and we can do the show live right here. If you are not in my area, then maybe we can do a video call. Now, if you want to be on this show as a video guest, you need either a pretty modern smartphone, so you can have your video camera on it, and we can do a video call that way, or a laptop or a computer with a webcam. If you don't have a good setup at your end, I can't set it up for you. I don't have the money to send you equipment. So if you like to do video chats, if you like to go live, if you have the right equipment, I'll gladly host you on this show. Hit me up. We'll do a video call and we'll stream that. And if you live in the Oceanside, San Diego area, or even if you live in Riverside County or LA or Orange County and you're willing to drive down to me, then come be on the show. We'll set it up, we'll arrange it, we'll get it going, and we'll have you on the show. And that's really all I got right now, to be honest, guys. I was really hoping this show would have started a lot earlier, and I don't know if I would have kept it going for 2 hours. I definitely could have told some more stories, but it's already 10 o'clock, and I struggled like crazy to get this show up and running tonight. My computer and tech just decided to screw me tonight, and I rebooted my computer a dozen times at least before I finally got something working. Even then, when I first started this particular video, it was echoey. There was some weird feedback. I had to go through some settings just to find that. I'll be honest, guys. I'm not a professional video editor. I'm not a professional. I don't even know what I'm doing. I've been doing this show for 5 years now, 6 years now. And I still barely know what I'm doing most. I do this thing on a budget from out of my own pocket. I've got a soundboard that I barely know how to use. I've got this nice microphone and a little stand. I've got a web camera. And I've got a computer. That's it. All I got. And the rest of it is just, for the last 5 years, has been Commodore and I just figuring it out as we go. And as the viewers, you guys have been a big part of that. You guys have made this show what it is. You guys have supported us. You have sent us cool things to hang on the wall. If you've ever seen our other stage that Commodore has, he built that stage. That helps hide the living room of the apartment. But just about everything on that stage was a gift. All the posters that he hangs up, all the pictures that he hangs up, you guys made those. You guys sent those to us. When we first started with that stage, it was empty. It was just a red backdrop, just like this sheet here. So like I said, if you guys want to send me some patches of your favorite bands, your tribe, just one of the middle finger, one of the wasteland salute, any of them at all, I'll take them. And I'll sew them, I'll hand sew them myself to this sheet. And we'll cover this thing. We'll make it a lot more interesting. And maybe I'll get some Wasteland Talk patches and I'll put them on there. If you guys want us to set up any kind of a merch setup, let me know. I can work with people who designed our patches, which is mostly Gilly, and I think some of our patches got transferred over from Tag. Tag made some of our patches. Ms. Deathcap, the designs for them. And then also Coley from the Witches? I don't know. Anyway, a really cool Wastelander who's up north. A really good artist. Coley also transferred some of our patches to like a nice like vector graphic form that made it easier for us to make some of our patches. So yeah, if you guys want our patches to be available, let me know. I'll try to set up a store. I know Gilly used to sell them, but Gilly's not doing that anymore. So if we need to, I can set up, what is that? I don't know. Someone give me some ideas of how you do merch, because I don't know how to do it. But I'd love to do t-shirts or patches or hats or any kind of logo with Wasteland Talk. And if you guys are willing to buy it, we'll set it up so that the money goes right back into what we do for this show. It will go to lighting. It will go to better speakers, better microphones, better cameras. It will go to you guys. We'll make more patches. We'll make more shirts. We'll keep the prices down. And we'll try to do that. But this show will always be free. But if you guys want to help support us, maybe we'll set up a Patreon. Maybe we'll set up, like I said, some kind of merch. Let me know. I'll be looking into some of it, trying to figure out how to do it. And we'll see how season 7 goes and what we do with it. Be looking for some videos from Wasteland. I should be editing together the videos. Things have been chaotic here because I was looking for work, and then I started the new job, and then I was in training, and now I'm switching to my overnight hours. So it's still going to be chaotic for a little bit longer here. But I had an opportunity to go live tonight, even though I went live way later than I thought I would. And I just wanted to talk to you all and give you some updates. And like I said, we will do what we can. And I will do this show when I can, and I will edit video when I can, and I will still post stuff to our YouTube. Be looking for our Wasteland Talk episode from Wasteland itself, live at the Goat Heads on Saturday at 2 p.m. always. Be looking for our episode coming out from the Hootenanny. That will be coming whenever they send it to me. Be looking for our videos coming from Wasteland. I've got a bunch of video I got to edit together for that. So I'm a little behind on my editing this year. Like I said, with coming back from Wasteland, not working, and then looking for work, and then starting the new job, and then going through training, and switching to my overnight hours, it's been chaotic. And it's going to be chaotic still. And so I'm going to do what I can, and I'm going to do this show when I can, and I hope you all enjoy it, and I hope you all watch, and I hope we can still do a lot more episodes and a lot more stories and a lot more fun because this show is about the wasteland community. So I'm hoping to have a lot more guests. I'm hoping to have video calls. I'm hoping to have people live here with me. I'm hoping to fill up this wall full of patches of different tribes and bands and people who do wasteland, Neotropolis, Uncle Zeke's, whatever it is. And let's build this show again, because I'm starting over. I really am. And as often as I can, Commodore and I will try to be on the show together. But our schedules don't align like they used to. It's harder now. It's harder for us to do this show together. We live in different parts of the state of California. And so he's doing his show and I'm doing my show, and it's still Wasteland Talk. Both shows still Wasteland Talk. It's just Hatter talks Wasteland, Commodore talks Wasteland. And then sometimes we talk together. And sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we tell stories, and sometimes our sound goes wrong. Sometimes our music goes wrong. Sometimes our intros don't start. We are the best shit show in the apocalypse. And I want to thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for watching. And I'll be looking forward for some new videos. It's Hatter, signing out.